I just filmed this entire thing for 15 minutes. I had a beautiful setup. My jokes were delivering. I was quirky. I really sold myself. And I deleted the video. I'm gonna cry. So if like, if it looks like I'm dying inside, just letting you know that, yeah, it's true. Look how fine this man is. I want you to take a good look. Look him in the eyes. Holy shit. The crease of his stomach when he leans back. Can you tell that I'm straight? So a couple weeks ago, I jokingly suggested, you know where we should go? Mom and Dad? We should go to Bass Pro Shop. You know, the fun place that all the conservatives love to hang out, right? That's the hot spot. As a joke. Well, my tone of sarcasm must have just slipped by them. Because next thing I know, Bass Pro Shop is not a place. It's a state of mind. Once you enter there, your conservative sona starts to rise. And I could feel the red blood in me really boiling. I started like going, all these liberals, you know, it's just something inside me. I was like, Bass Pro Shop is the IKEA for rednecks, as I like to call it, because once you enter in there, it's everything that you ever need. Anyway, so we enter the building, but we have not entered the Bass Pro Shop yet. We were in the introduction part. The way to get in is you have to go through one of those like metal push things that you thrust with your hips. I don't know what the purpose of that place is or what it does, and this is why I refer Bass Pro Shop to Disneyland or like an amusement park, because you only see those things at amusement parks. I don't know what they're trying to treat this place like. You know, they complain when the kids start, you know, jumping off of rocks and plunging into the fish tank, but then, you know, when they enter, they see that metal thing you gotta go through, and it's like, oh, well, this really is a playground, isn't it? That's the only thing that I remembered when I was younger, going to the Bass Pro Shop. First of all, I don't even remember going to the Bass Pro Shop when I was younger. I feel like I had a fever dream about that place from commercials and just assumed that I went. And that's why I said we should go again. And my parents looked at me and they were like, what do you mean again? And I'm like, I don't know. What do I mean by that? No, but the fish tank is so depressing. It's so dark and bleak in there. There's no lights, they can't see. And you can barely see the fish anyway either, because it's like in the corner of the center of Bass Pro Shop, and you can't see anything. You can, you know, feel a sense of them. You can sense them moving around, but who knows? Another thing that they had there was a little river of fish, and the river was not guarded off, right? It was just open range, so those fish could just jump out, or a child could, you know, drown in that river. And I think that brings a lot of opportunity, not just for the child to kill herself, but also for the fish to escape, because the tank is there's so much depth within that tank. You know, it's hard to get out of there, but with that river, it was shallow. So there's opportunity. There's a chance for them to escape and wiggle out the door. And that's what I liked about that free-range sort of environment for that river fish, right? Now, the location of the Bass Pro Shop is in a really weird area, all right? It's in Mesa, here in Arizona. Mesa. This is near the Mormon church. This is right off the freeway. No one in that area who goes to church is gonna miss church time to go hunting. It should be up in the north, near the woods. It should not be where the Mormons are cycling to convert people. Oh my god, I went to a Mormon baptism recently. I hadn't gone to those in years. You know, I walked into that church, and I'm not Mormon, right? But I walked in, I felt a wave of nostalgia. Not good, but not bad nostalgia either. Because growing up, I went to the Mormon church a lot because all my friends were Mormon and they'd invite me to things. They'd be like, yeah, sure, I gotta get out of the house. Okay, we entered the Bass Pro Shop. We've made it past the metal detectors. I've taken a glance at the aquarium and the river. Towards the right, I see a mass collection of boats. This is where all of the conservatives get their boats. This is where all the white people get their boats to go to the Salt Lakes on the weekends. This is the location. For some reason, I always thought it was like Costco or some like underground, unknown place that only like upper class white people discuss, you know, in between. But that was the place, because, and the reason I know this is because when I looked to my right, that's where all the white people were. There were so many areas within the Bass Pro Shop they could venture, That's where the flock of them were. They were climbing that thing like jungle gym, I swear to God. A couple months ago, I posted a TikTok, and it was me discussing that if you're white and you want to be my friend, you gotta have a boat. Because I have too many white friends, and none of them own a boat, and there has to be a limit, and you have to bring something to the table, and I've never been to the lakes. But after I said that, after I posted that TikTok, I realized it's not always a green flag when a white person owns a boat. Boat, no boat, I don't care. Preferably no boat now, because I don't know if my life is worth a trip to the Salt Lakes. Anyway, so we're going throughout the first floor. The clothing material is wide in range. Very functional for, swimming, hunting, all kinds of camouflage, from snow to grass to ground. I just think that, over time with evolution, eventually the animals will distinguish what camouflage looks like compared to the environment, and that they know when we're wearing camouflage. There has to be a change in thought. So how do we combat this? Well, we update what we consider camouflage, because it's the same pattern. It's been the same pattern for years. There hasn't been any evolution in that fashion style, and I just don't think animals are that stupid. Okay, so we've covered the first floor. It's just clothes, whatever. We go up to the second floor, and that's where the good stuff is. The food, the canned food, the dry food, the food that you survive on for years and years and years. And in this moment, when I was browsing that section, I realized that this is the place that I want to go to when the world goes to shit. This is where I come to when the apocalypse hits. Not Costco, not Whole Foods. I could not afford Whole Foods, first of all. Let me put that out there. Oh my God. Not Whole Foods, not even Trader Joe's. Bass Pro Shop, because they got everything you need there to survive for years. And the best part is that it's all seasoned. I was like, oh my God, there were seasonings I had never heard of. And that's rare, okay? There were also some, gadgets there that, you wouldn't think would be considered to be bought just for camping. Camp soap. It's different from regular soap because it has the word camp on it. What does that soap do for me? How does that differ from Dawn? Is it the container? Is it the word? Because I don't go camping, I don't understand the dangers. I have a brief idea in my head of the dangers of camping in the woods and the animals, right? I've seen Snow White. There are specific items used to defend yourself from said animals, and that is when I came across the lovely creation of grizzly bear pepper spray. This is pepper spray specifically made, not just for a bear in a calm matter, but specifically when they're angry and when they are charging at you at full speed. And what do? Instead of running, you stand your ground. You get into fighting position and you wait. According to the bottle, the spray only works when you're within 40 feet of the bear. And this is what you do. You bend your knees a little bit like this, and you just... I'm gonna be honest, if a bear is coming my way, my first thought is not to engage in combat. Mine's to run in the opposite direction. You're probably thinking, well, maybe they want to fight it so they have a story to tell about the great attack back at the bar with their friends. First of all, if you're gonna start fighting a bear, you're not gonna be able to be alive to tell that story. And I just think, who in their right mind, right? Who in their right mind, when they see a bear, their first instinct is, oh shit, where's my bear spray? Where is it? 40 feet is not that far. But it's far enough where if you spray a chemical and it doesn't immediately shoot, what about the wind? What about the wind? We didn't consider the weather in this situation. What if wind is coming this way? You spray. All that spray that's meant to go 40 feet, which is gonna be a lot, immediately comes this way. You're blinded. The bear kills you. And nobody shows up to your funeral because no one wants to show up to a funeral for a dumbass. I just think that if you're gonna be in a situation where bear spray is needed and you will actually use it, you should not have a driver's license to drive up there. Because you are stupid, in my professional opinion. Clearly, I'm not built to live in the woods. I'm not built to camp either. My purpose in life is to sit at this desk and look pretty. And that's what I was here for, and that's what I intend to do. After that, we just kind of went home. I can't believe we actually went. Subscribe if you want. Do what you want. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. And if you have any crazy camping stories, let me know. And if any of you have ever used bear spray, why?